Okay, guys, we are continuing. You can, in previous presentation, you had the opportunity to see how to register device, how to subscribe to the measurements, and now we are going to speak of trust management. I'm Nenad Gligoric from Net, and if you saw the demo that my colleagues gave 1 hour ago, you had the opportunity to see how you can add a device to your workspace. But there was some questions about application-specific thing. So if you want to involve more things than one, and if you need to build a trust score for one application, you need some framework to do it. So let's start from the beginning. Actually, what is a trust score? In IoT, you have a bunch of devices sending measurements to the server, talking to each other, but who guarantees that these measurements are not false or that these measurements are not inaccurate? So we have, in general, in science, there's some way to cope with this. So trust is used as a measure of confidence when you need to see how much some data is trustworthy. So in our case, we are using application-related trust. So it is a rule-like mix of different entities' values that describe some context trustworthiness. Trust can be generated by using trust matrix and reputation vector, or by aggregating values, and you have also some rule-based agent that can be used for reputation model. But here we are using some different approach. We have built a trust manager, which is a component, a mixture of REST web services. They have a generic model mapped with relational database. So actually what you can do, you're registering some mix of rules that is saying if the temperature in this room is above 20 degrees, and if this phone is held by a certain person, and you can add the top various of different rules. You say that reputation score based on these rules is, let's say, 3. And in that case, I won't allow some user to use my device, or it's up to you. You can build whatever you want. I will be quick with this. So first thing that you need to do is to register rules. Rules are JSON payload that you send to our endpoint, and you have different entities like application ID, attributes, and what is important for here to see is that you will need to use application ID when you register rules. You refer later to this ID when you need to extract the value of the reputation from the context manager. This is an example of how you can get a reputation score from the context manager, and this is all about it. So you can see more details on our GitHub account, and I will now skip to the other presentation. One thing that you didn't know, today we have opportunity to evaluate the complete set of APIs. So we have, after all lectures today, more than 1 hour and a half of API evaluation. So after the break, after the lunch, I would ask you to rearrange the schedule of sitting. So I will give you the list. So you must sit with the persons on that list. We have 4 groups, and we will do it later after the lunch. Now, I will give a presentation on behalf of my colleagues from Italy. It is about the end user environment, something that the end user can see. This is only tangible part of our platform because you can play with the web environment and add devices on click. User environment is actually composed of a web environment and mobile environment. You get the opportunity to see it on the demo. So you can do almost the same things by using web and mobile, but here you will only have the opportunity to use web environment for your work in groups, and mobile is not something you will have the opportunity to use, so focus on web. This is how the actually complete architecture looks like when you look from the aspect of the web and mobile. We have a backend connected with mobile over some various APIs, and everything is everything relies on the SocIoTal context manager. So we have push subscribe functionalities. You can create channels. You can even put some triggers to trigger some actions based on some rules you want. And the acquisition of device profile can be done by using scanning of the QR code. But this code actually contains ID of the device. So this ID must be before that registered on the platform. Also, we have different views to manage the operation of the mobile device. Push collector, actually it's API to API broker, so everything you set triggers the push notification on Android device. So these components have 2 main functionalities. Like I said, it's you can make a channel. Channel is actually everything, any entity with a set of attributes. So you have your phone with accelerometer, with light device, with all different kind of sensors, and you can compose different events based on triggers. Before we go to API part, I will play some demo of the web environment. We will give you the web address of the platform, so you will be able to register. And when you register, you have credentials to log in. So first you can add the channel. The ID you can search directly from the registered device in the platform. By selecting ambient temperature, it will discover all devices which have this attribute. Okay, then I enter some details about the channel. I can subscribe. I can see if I add a new connection as a trigger. I can set if ambient temperature is greater than some value. I can then add a new event and trigger a different action. In this case, you can only send a notification. Okay. So this can be interesting for the business guys, but we are the track, yeah. And because of that, we like to code. We have the user environment API. So in order to use it, you need to first generate a token. It can be done from the web environment. And when you've done that, we have an endpoint which you can use to register a new channel. I don't know if you can see the JSON payload below, but okay. And don't worry about the details. We will give you a link to the GitHub, and you have all different explanation there. This is the link of the current web platform. So guys, are there any questions? Nice, so everything is clear.
I have a question, because it seems that the connection to the server is HTTP, not HTTPS.
Yeah.
Everyone can see your code.
Okay, yeah, that's logical question, of course. Because this is a work in progress, so you will come up on a bunch of bugs when you test the APIs, and so that's why we will have an evaluation session, and everything you see during your work in group, you can just say to us, and we can correct the bugs. So it's just the second year of the project, so we have 1 year to, pack it. Rest.
So we are beta testers.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any question?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Those JSON data that is sent to the server, can you say something about the server side? Is it how is that in Java developer or something like that?
You mean JSON is predefined structure. You need to use the same structure, and the data you send.
You send from device to device you want to collect, or
no. You send when you want to register device to the platform to have it in your environment, so you can play with it on the web platform. When you add it using the API or using, you can then set the triggers. You can then use different functionalities in the web platform.
But every data is going to the server and then to the subscriber first.
I'm not sure how is it deployed, but because okay, because the guys from Italy was working on this, so yeah.
And what kind of hardware you will need to set up the server? I mean, you
for
need
this,
to use this web environment, or you can take some source code and deploy it in your home.
Well, the general idea is everything to be, decentralized. To put it, you're in a city and you want to have the services in the city for this. You just put instance on one place and reuse it. So it's not, you don't need to install instance of user environment in your home. It's better, to can everyone reuse it,
Yeah, but it's also limiting some usages because of the delay to transfer to the server and to.
Yeah.
So you cannot control the light by this.
You can with delays.
But you probably you will see this 100 to 100 milliseconds delay.
But in principle, you can also. We are deploying it centralized, but you can for sure install it.
You can install it at your home or.
The context manager.
Yeah.
You can install your own instance. Deploy it at home.
That was what I was asking. Do I need to use this web application, or I can
for testing purposes here, you don't have to lose time installing the user environment, the context manager in your laptop or whatever at home. But in the future, we are going to deliver the software as open source. So anyone could install that user environment, context manager, and at home or in his organization or whatever.
But in the end, it will be able to deploy it on some Raspberry Pi or some ARM-based board, or you need some server running Windows or Linux.
I think that the user environment is implemented in Node.
Node.js?
Node.js,
Yeah, so no problem.
So it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you guys.